Okay, so I'm racking my IPA that I dry hopped in the secondary. This is how clear it's coming out, which is pretty close to as clear as it was coming out when I put it in there. Get that in there. I'm actually transferring this bucket so that I can harvest the yeast. I will have to wash that yeast a little bit, but I'm not sure it's going to be a whole lot of washing because I only put like 10 or 15 of the hot pellets in there. So once I get this transferred, I will harvest the yeast off of this, and then I'll transfer it back in there after I clean and sanitized it. Okay, harvest the yeast, clean and sanitize the carboy. Still clear, of course. Looks a little murky in there, but it's pretty clear. So we'll get back with you when this is ready to keg. Okay, nearing the bottom of the bucket for the transfer, so we can save this, harvest this yeast. And as you can see, there's no trub in it at all. And this is off the secondary, so this is the yeast we'll harvest. Alright, 1 ounce of Cascade in our pale ale. Smash beer, so that's what it looks like. And we tasted the hydrometer sample, it's pretty good. Alright, today, so we're going to be brewing a English style barley wine. And I'm drinking the IPA. We dry hopped with the sauce. But I got going through here this recipe that I had for a special reserve barley wine. And once I programmed everything in, I noticed the ABV was a little over 20% according to Beersmith. So I toned it down a little bit and decided to use a different yeast because of that. It's still going to be 17.9 to 18%. I already got my grains crushed up. My hop additions, going to be a lot of them, and I'm using 3 packs of the EC1118. It's a wine yeast that ferments up to 18%. So instead of using like the regular strong ale yeast, I'm going to use that because really a barley wine should, the recipe I had said it was only supposed to go to about 14%, and when I put in all the stuff from that recipe, it came up to 20%. Adding 3 pounds of plain extra light dry malt extract, 5 pounds of corn sugar. And since my mash tun was cold, I went ahead and heated my strike water up to 180 degrees so I could put it in there, which is in there now. Heating the mash tun up, so I'm gonna lose quite a few degrees, so I heated it up even more because it's been pretty cold outside in the mid 40s. So getting it ready to go, and we'll get in on the mash and how we add everything. This is gonna be my first barley wine, so cheers to that. Alright, so since this is a barley wine, it's going to have a lot of alcohol. I'm shooting for like a 155 mash temp. So as close as I can get to 155. Might have to stir it just a little. It's between 154 and 156 so far. So that actually came out pretty damn close to what I was hoping for. So I'll stir it for about 1 more minute, at the most 30 seconds, and get it evened out. get it evened out, and we'll get it right there at 155. Okay, so I just picked up a 6.5 gallon glass carboy for when I transfer and dry hop beers, and got the little rubber bung for it. Okay, so we still got lower 15 minutes in the mash. And what are we going to do in that 15 minutes? Drink some of this. This is the Waka 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 Imperial IPA. It is I think it was 9.1%. It's from Jackie O's Pub in Athens, which is about 25 or 30 minutes from here. It's also where my homebrew shop is located, so I stopped in there and we had a bite to eat and tasted a few more beers and picked up a growler, and I could take this back and fill it $11 for whatever beer they got on tap from the Jackie O's Pub. But it was just a great, I bought it more only for the growler, but it's pretty good tasting beer. Same color as my IPA, but it's got a little bit more alcohol flavor to it. So it's 9%, and mine was I think my IPA was 6.8. So big difference in alcohol content. You can definitely taste the alcohol in it. But it's actually pretty good tasting beer, well rounded. Clean finish, not too much hops, just right. So if you're ever in Athens, Ohio, or can get hold of some Jackie O's Pub beer, I recommend all of them really. Tried the Mystic Mama IPA. I think it was 5.3%. It was a little hoppy for my taste, but this is a well-rounded beer, so cheers to that, and we'll see you when we get this Vorloff going for this mash. Alright, doing our Vorloff. Well, I lost a little bit less than a degree. The whole hour, actually it's probably been an hour and 15 minutes by now of mashing. So we'll get this going until it runs clear, pour it back in, and you know the process. Alright, so I already put the 3 pounds of DME in there, and I put 6 pounds of corn sugar instead of 5. And we'll get this stirred up and get the batch water is heating up now. Dump it in there and finish sparging the rest of this out and get it ready for the boil. Alright, so somehow when I was messing around with my camera and I deleted the footage of putting the hops in with the boil. So this is actually the next day. This is the barley wine fermenting with the EC 1118 wine yeast, and it actually seems to be going pretty good. So there you have it so far. Alright, cheers to the IPA. Next day after shooting the barley wine footage, as you've seen with the bubbler going, you could probably end up hearing it. The IPA is actually starting to clear up. You probably can't see that, but if I held that up to the light, I could actually see through it. It's got a little chill haze on it, but evidently it's still good. So, cheers to the barley wine. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for commenting. And I appreciate all of you.